for Relation Database Service. Relation Database
Database
Service.
service.
So in the previous class, we had done a practical on as an infrastructure as service, as a platform as service. So to install like a database in the instance, you don't need to know about that, but it is mandatory to know that AWS RDS. Important to know how to create a database in AWS RDS. So you don't need to know how to create instance and on top of instance how to install MySQL. Okay. In the last class, I had explained you how to install the MySQL on the instance, and also I explained how to create the RDS instance. RDS instance. How we created generally when you want to install MySQL and launch it on the infrastructure service, there are two types of service are there. One is infrastructure service, second one is platform as service. In the platform as service, everything is maintained by the AWS. Okay, the database instance, the database backup, database patching, database monitoring, everything done by the AWS. Okay, that is the thing with previous class we discussed. Okay, hello.
Yeah.
So now I want to create and I want to install the MySQL in the instance. First go to the instance here, create instance. Here I just given the name here, my server. Then selected a Ubuntu. You can select Amazon Linux also. Then here everything in the infrastructure servicing, in the infrastructure service, everything like regarding like creating instance, selecting the security group, selecting the port number, and taking the backup, taking updating the MySQL, patching the MySQL. Everything is done by the customer. Everything is done by the customer. Whereas Amazon RDS, you don't need to do that. Everything is like patching, updating, backup, everything is taken care by the AWS. Here I'm selecting Ubuntu here. Okay. So here I just selected T2 micro and I created a key pair. Then which port number we selected yesterday for database? Hello,
3305.
3306, not 3305.
Yeah, yeah.
Which one? Which port number? 3306. Okay. Launch instance. Then how will you connect this one? How will you connect the instance?
By
Hello.
going to bash, git bash.
Yes, exactly. Using which terminal? Would Putty or Git Bash or something else like? Which one you are using to connect this one?
I use putty.
Okay, okay. Are you creating key pair?
Yeah, I have few key pairs. Yeah.
Okay, and you change key pair also to PM
Yeah,
to PPT. Okay, very good.
yes. I have the putty gen. Putty gen,
Okay,
yeah. So putty gen will change PEM to PPK. Yeah.
okay. I just pasted here in the Git Bash.
Yeah.
Then I connected to instance. Then these are the commands yesterday I sent you. These are the commands yesterday I
Yes.
sent you. Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Just
Um,
copy.
uh, Mohsin is not feeling well today. He
Okay, no
texted.
problem. No problem.
Yeah.
Here, just paste here. Then install. I'm installing MySQL. Installing the MySQL. This is infrastructure as service. This is what? Infrastructure as service. We're going to install the MySQL and we're going to maintain the server. We're going to everything we manage. Here we manage. Whereas in RDS, who will manage?
AWS.
Yes. Here we need to check that MySQL is running or not. How to check the MySQL is running? Then type sudo
Systemctl.
systemctl. Yes.
Yeah. Status.
Now you can check here. MySQL is running. MySQL is running. Okay. Here
Yeah.
MySQL is running. Then we're going to log into the MySQL. To log into the MySQL here, type sudo MySQL. Sudo MySQL. Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Now you can check the MySQL prompt. Now you can check the MySQL prompt. Okay. Now update the username and password. To command is alt user, username is root, and I'm going to change the password to the this one. This one. You can check. You can take any password. So every query ends with the semicolon. In MySQL, every query ends with which one? Semicolon. Okay. Just copy this command. Okay. Then copy and paste here. It will set the password. It will set the password. Alter the user and set the password. Now, to create a database, what is the command here? Create a database followed by the database name. Followed by the database name. And ends with the semicolon. Ends with the semicolon. Now create a database. Then inside the database we have tables are there. To create a table, first we need to log in into the database. For log into the database, what is the command? Use MySQL. Use MySQL. Now, to how to create a table? To create a table, what is the command? Create table, followed by the table in one, and these are the records. Okay, that is that. This is the ID and the second is the name. Okay, I'm creating two fields. One is the ID, second is the name. This ID, this is the data type. This is the data type is this data type, and this is the varchar data type. Okay. Then I create a table. Table name is what? Table one. Is the what is the table name?
Table one.
Table one.
Table one.
I told you that yesterday. Just go to the SQL and W3 schools. Just go to that.
Yeah.
Okay. You'll get some basics if you don't know that. I think you are know. I think you don't need to know. Go. Okay. If you know, you don't know. If you know, no problem. If you don't know, then go to that website and just check the basics of the MySQL. You don't need to do deep dive. Okay.
Okay.
Because we are not a database administrator. Okay. Then we're going to insert the data into this table. So this is the table one. So we're going to insert the data. The values are one, ID number one, and this is the name of the name. This is the name. Here just go to the insert the data. Now data is created. Then how will you check this? What is the command here? Select star means it will show the all fields, all records from the table
Yeah.
one. Star means all. Star means all. This is a query. It displays the all records field from the table one. From the table one.
Table.
Now it is created. Check here the ID number one Virat, ID number two Sachin, ID number three Dhoni, ID number four ABD five. That's it. Okay. Here
Yeah.
I want to take a backup. We need to take back manually. Okay. Whether I want to the data is filling, I want to upgrade the hard disk. We need to do the hard disk upgrade manually. Like I want to add extra disk when the data is filled. database field. So here everything is managed ourselves. The manage ourselves. Understand?
Yeah.
So the next case is the AWS managed database. Next thing is what? AWS managed database. Okay? AWS managed database. So this one is the
RDS.
this yes, this is the customer managed database, whereas the second thing is the AWS managed database. Okay. For AWS managed database, you just go to the services here. Under the storage, you can get the storage. Go to the storage. Okay. Uh, Sorry. Database. What is the
R
database? Okay.
database. Yeah.
Under the database, we have a Aurora and RDS. Aurora and RDS. Or else you can just type search for RDS. It will open the RDS. Okay. Now to create a database, you can check here the DB instance. Okay. Just click on the DB instance here. Now click on the create database to create RDS. Here two options are there, full configuration. When you select full configuration, everything, all the steps we need to pick manually. Ourselves we need to pick what are the things we need. Whereas when you select easy create, you don't need to select anything. Everything is selected by AWS. You don't need to do anything. Everything is selected by the like database is selected by the like you need to just pick the database only. So like everything remaining thing database name everything is automatically populated, and just click on the create database. Which one? Easy create is recommended for the practice configuration. Some configuration will be changed after database is created. Here instead of easy create, we are going to select the all options. Here we are going to select which option? Full configuration. Here I need Oracle, you can select Oracle. Suppose that we need MySQL, then we go for the MySQL. Which database we need? Here in Oracle,
MySQL. Yeah.
yes, here uh, in AWS RDS, it supports only these databases only. It won't support other database. There are multiple database things are there, but it will support only these things: MySQL, PostgreSQL, MariaDB, Oracle, Microsoft SQL Server, IBM DB2, and Aurora only. This database only support. Okay. In future they add multiple database. In this one, so Oracle, Microsoft SQL Server, and Aurora are the paid one, are the paid one, and IBM DBs are paid one. Whereas this one, this PostgreSQL, MySQL, and MariaDB are the free, open source. In this one, I'll just select the MySQL. MySQL is a free and open source database. You don't need to pay the license. So remaining thing like Oracle, Microsoft SQL Server, we need to pay the license. Okay, we need to pay the license. Okay, so here I selected MySQL, and then it asking for the version. You can select according to your version. There are multiple versions are there. Here I selected the latest version. Which one? The latest version. Suppose we need to have enable RDS extended support. Enable RDS extended support is a paid offering. Select the option consent to being charged offer. Running the database major version past RDS. End of the standard support data for the version. It will like have a update. Okay, which one? Having a update. Which one? Enable the RDS extended support. There are three templates are there. One is the production template. Second is the development testing, and third one is the free tail. Okay. When you select a production and dev, there are multiple options are there. One is the multi-agent cluster, multi-agent DB instance deployment, and third one is the single agent DB instance. Okay. Here when you select free tier, you don't have a options here. It only select only single agent. So here when you select production and development testing, you have an option is there. You can choose anything according to your requirement. You can choose anything. When you select a production, there is a multi-agent DB deployment, means that it will create a database in the one availability zone. Again, it will create two available. It will create a two DB instances in the remaining two availability zones. Mean that three DB instances created in the three availability zone. If any one of the availability zone having a issue is there, like down, there is availability zone 1 down, then there is remaining availability zone 2 and 3 will provide the high availability, in which one multi-agent DB cluster. Here it create three database instances in the three availability zone. Here two database instances and two availability zone. Which one? Multi-agent DB instance deployment. Whereas single agent deployment chooses only single availability zone in the single DB. Okay. If here what is the problem is there? If any availability zone having a problem, then database instance also downtime. Okay. So here I selected a free tier. When you selected a free tier, it automatically selected a single agent, and remaining things are gray out because of in free tier they don't provide this thing. They don't provide this one. So I selected a single agent DB instance, creates a single DB instance and single availability zone. So what is the database name? You can give any name. I'm just giving the name as DB1. What is the username? Admin. You can change according to your requirement. Okay. Okay. I just keep as a admin. And the password is self-managed or auto-generated. When you select auto-generated, the password will automatically generated by the AWS itself. AWS itself. Okay. Here I need a password. You can set a password to connect to the database. I am just creating a password, simple password. Here you can use any password. It won't accept the special characters like a at the rate slash like that, and the password should be at least 8 letters. Should be 8 letters. Okay, here I'm just giving the at the rate. It won't accept. I just remove this one and just copy this password. Okay. By default, it will select the multiple instances are there: standard classes, memory classes, and burstable classes. The standard classes and memory optimized classes for the production and dev and testing environment. We are having a high configuration like RAM and processor. So when you select a free tier, it default is select the burstable classes, and default is T4 micro and T3 micro only. These are the free for the free tier. When you select the production and development testing, it select the standard classes and memory optimized classes. By default, in the free tier, it will allocate the 20 GB. I want to extend. You can extend by using additional storage configuration. So here, auto scaling also done by the AWS itself. Hello.
Yes, yes, yes. I'm listening.
Yeah, auto scaling also done by the AWS. Okay. I don't want to do the auto scaling because of when you select the enable auto scaling, the how much storage you want to extend. This is the maximum 1000 is there. You can extend up to 6 TB. You can extend up to auto scale automatically. When the data is filling, then it will do the auto scaling. It will extend up to 66 TB. Okay. So as RDS will do the automatic auto scaling. You don't need to do the upgrade the when the data is filled. You don't need to upgrade. You don't need to add the disk. Here automatically AWS add the extra disk. And I'm just reselecting here. I don't need this one. Okay. I want to connect EC2. From the EC2 you can connect here. Click on EC2 and we have EC2 there. From the EC2 I want to connect EC2. From the EC2 I want to connect the RDS. You can create EC2 from here. Just connect to the EC2 compute resource. You can give the EC2 here. I don't have any EC2. Just select don't connect here. Okay. Then if you created a VPC, you can select the VPC also. There are multiple VPCs are there. You want to deploy this RDS in the customized VPC, you can select the VPC. I just keep the default VPC here. Here we need a public access mean from the internet I want to access. From the internet I want to access. We need to keep the public access. Here. So you can take the existing security group, you can create a new security group. Here I'm selecting the new security group, that's your choice. Okay. I'm just giving the RDS. I think previously I had given ADS 123 minus SCG. Okay. I'm creating a security group. So you want to deploy in the availability zone. Which availability zone? You can choose according to a requirement where we need to deploy. Okay. You can choose here. whether I want to deploy this RDS in the 1A, whether deploy into 1B, you can choose. Okay. Here's RDS proxy, which is fully managed. It will provide the security and scalability and resiliency. So if you want to create a proxy service, you can select here. Okay, you can select here. Okay, here by the default the RDS will run on the 3306, 0 on the 3306. Okay, so when you select the production only, there is an option is there, database insights. Okay, database insight standard. So retains the 30 months of performance history of the database. So here the basic database insight it's selected. Suppose you want to like there is some additional monitoring settings are there. Whether I want to log this export database export to the cloud front, this cloud watch, you can enable this one. Okay, you can enable this. You want to log this all audit log, error log, general log to the cloud watch. They can select this one. This log will be exported to the cloud watch. Then here additional configuration is there. What is the database name? I just giving the database name as a TB1 as a DB1. Whether I want to take the backup, as the name suggests that this is a platform as service, the backups also taken by the AWS itself. When enable this one, automatically backups will be taken by the AWS itself. And the home time scheduled, we need to tell that schedule whether I want to take the backup for 1 day, 2 day, 3 day. You can select here, and when you select here 7 days, it will automatically take the backup after the 7 days, every 7 days. Okay, so mean that the backup is also taken by the AWS itself. You don't need to take the backup. Everything is managed by the AWS itself. I'm just disabling here. I don't want this one. Okay. Then whether I want to go for the maintenance, I want to do like restart, I want to do some patchings, I want to like
Sir,
update. Yes,
I have a question
yes,
about the backup. You said it takes backup every 7 days. If
yes.
I think they keep
Your
for
voice is
seven
not getting
days.
properly, I think.
Can you hear me?
I don't your voice is getting so much of noise.
I don't know. Can you hear
Hello?
me?
I think your mic is I don't getting any noise
No,
from.
it's
Hello?
same thing.
Hello?
Yes, I'm here.
Are you able to hear me?
Yeah,
Your voice is not clear.
I
Hello?
I hear you, sir.
Your voice is not clear, brother. I think your mic having issue with that. Hello? Okay, backup is taken for every 7 days. You don't need to tell the AWS. AWS itself take the backup when you select this one. Okay? When you select this one, I want to take the backup for how many days? You can just tell the AWS that every one day or 2 day, 3 day. When you select 7 days, it automatically take the backup. AWS will take the entire database backup. Here 750 hours of Amazon RDS is free in single agent T2 macro and T3 macro. This is free. Remaining thing all are the you need to pay, and the free tier will get to 20 GB. Hello, hello.
Sir, carry on. I'm listening.
Yes, I think you are having some issue with their mic. I'm
I'm
don't
not
getting any noise.
talking. I'm listening. I'm listening.
Okay. Here and just click on this create database. Create a database. To access the database, we need a MySQL workbench. MySQL workbench. So here I created a database. To access this one, we need a MySQL workbench. MySQL workbench delivers the visual tools for creating, executing the database queries. It is an editor where we can use this one. Okay, this is the visual editor where DBA developer are to connect to the database server. For this one, for connecting the database, I need a MySQL workbench. Here Just go to the Google, type MySQL Workbench, go to the download now. To connect to the database, we need MySQL Workbench. Here, go to download page. We need to download this one. Okay, we need to download this file, this MSI installer. So the top one is the like web community edition, and second one is the MySQL offline installer community edition. We need to download MySQL installer community edition. You just click on this download and install this one. Which one? MySQL Workbench. MySQL Workbench. In the meantime, to create this one database, it will take some time. Now it is creating. Check here the creating. Once it is created, by using MySQL Workbench, we are going to connect to the database. We are going to connect to the database. Okay.
Yes.
I think your mic have some issue. So let me check here. It will create the database. Once it's created a database, we need to download the which one? MySQL Workbench. Which one? MySQL Workbench. So we need to go to the website of the MySQL Workbench and we need to download the MySQL installer 8.045 community installer. We need to download here. So once we click on here, download and install the MySQL Workbench to connect to the database. To connect to the database. Okay. Here in the background, it takes time to create a database. Now it creating the database. Let me check here what happened. Generally, it takes 5 minutes at least. Here we don't need to create instance. We don't need to install the MySQL. We don't need to configure the port numbers. We don't need to do the backup. We don't need to do the patch up. Everything is created by the AWS itself. The service is everything is managed by the AWS itself. Okay. If you're having any problem to download and install, then instead of that, go to the this one is the IDSQL. Go to the IDSQL. You can use this one. Go to this IDSQL. Download IDSQL. So this one, just select this one, Windows 64 install portable. Okay, or this one, Windows package manager. We need to download this one and you can use this IDSQL to connect to the database. Okay, if you having any problem issue is there, instead of MySQL, you can use this one. You can use this one. Here I had downloaded MySQL and installed the MySQL Workbench. So now it is creating the database. Now it is creating the database. Once the database is created, so this database will going to connect to the connect by using MySQL Workbench. Now database is now created. How to check this one? Click on DB. To connect this one, multiple options are there. One is the code snippet, second is the cloud shell, and third one is the from here directly you can connect. Okay, from the cloud shell. Whether you can use the endpoint, select the endpoint here. This endpoint, just copy this endpoint. Go to the MySQL Workbench. Go to the MySQL Workbench. Then select the option database. Go to the database. Click on the connect to database. Under the host name, under the host name, we need to paste this endpoint. Then username is admin. What is the username we had given? Admin. And we need to enter the password. What is the password here? This is the password we enter. I just copy here the password and paste here and paste here. Then click on OK. Then click on OK. If everything is perfect, it will connect. If you're having any issue there, you'll get error. Now connect it to the our database. Our database. So what is that? How to check the databases here? What is the command here? Show databases. Are you able to hear me? Hello.
Yes, yes.
Okay, okay, okay. Then followed by the semicolon. To run this, I just type a command to know the database, show database. To run this command, just select this one. There is one flash sign is there. Just click on this flash sign. This flash sign will run the command. Okay. It is disconnected. Again, we're going to correct. Are you able to are you able to understand how to correct?
Yes, yes.
Yeah, just go to the paste here. What is the username, brother?
Admin.
Yes, very good, very good. And the password and the
Data Pro 1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
yes,
6.
exactly, exactly, very good. Again, we need to create a database. Same command. Previous commands. What are the commands we executed? Same commands we going to execute. Okay.
Yeah.
My voice is clear, or again my voice also getting echo?
No, no, it's clear.
I think some speaker issue there from my side, or I don't know that. Will you check that? Okay.
I can hear you, sir.
Okay. Then how to create a database? What is the command? What is the database? Create a database. Create a.
Great database, yeah.
Then how to create a database command is there. Create. 1 minute. Network is there. You have to create a database here. What is the command to create a database? Create database MySQL test. MySQL test. Okay.
Yeah.
Just copy this command. Just execute here. And click on this flash sign. Now you can check here the database is created. Then after creating the database, we need to log into the database. We need to log in into the database. How will you log in into the database? By using the command use MySQL test. Use MySQL test.
Right.
Here again execute the command. Now I just log into the database MySQL. Then we need to create a table. How to create a table? Create a table. Create a table. Hello.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, yes. Here I created a table. Then how to create a table here? Then we created table.
Sir,
Of creating the table here, next command
can,
is
can
inside
I
the,
ask a question? Can you
yes,
hear me?
yeah, yeah. I'm getting some lot of noise from your side.
I don't
No
know.
problem. No problem. Just continue. Whether voice is my voice is clear?
Yeah, your voice is clear.
Okay, no problem. Just continue. Okay. Here
Okay.
insert into the table. Then just execute this command. I click on this flash. Now insert the table. Now check the command. I'll just this query will display the all records and field. Select star from table one. I'll record the all fields on the record from the table one. Table. Okay. Understand?
Yes.
Now click on this one. Now you can check here the table ID and name. Okay. Okay. What is the difference between previous database and this one?
One is self-managed, one is managed by AWS.
Okay. Okay. And next thing to create delete this database, just select the DB one here. Go to the actions. Whether I want to set up, I want to connect to EC2, you can select this option. Or else I want to migrate a data from EC2 database, you migrate here. There are multiple options are there. I want to take the backup, you have an option is there, turn on backup. There is an option is there, turn on backup. And we take the snapshot of the entire data and we can convert this multiple agent deployment means it will create a multiple DB instance and the multiple availability zone. There are multiple options are there. Okay. I just select here and delete. Okay. And I don't need any snapshot because when you delete the database, still you take the snapshot. I don't need any snapshot. Okay. I'm just going to delete the instance. For delete the instance for here, just click on the, just type the delete me. It will delete the RDS instance. It will delete the RDS instance and everything will be deleted. Okay. So that's it to create a AWS database. Okay. Now, next thing we're going to move on to the Route 53. The next topic is there, Route 53. Hello.
Yes, yes.
Next thing is we want to move to Route 53. So what is my Route
Okay.
53? Route 53 is AWS high available domain name system. Generally, so domain name system is there where which convert the IP address into the character address. Here the domain name service is provided by the AWS name. They had given the name Route 53. Why? Because DNS works on the port number 53. They had named it as a Route 53. AWS Route 53 is the AWS highly available scalable domain name system. It is used to register domains, okay, where we can register the domains, route internet traffic to the resources, and also check the health of these resources. Okay, so what is the Route 53? Route 53 is human readable domain names like example.com, like facebook.com. It can convert the IP address into the character address at the same time character address into the IP address. Suppose there is an website is there. Okay. Generally, computers communicate with the help of only IP address. The computers don't understand the computer doesn't understand the character addresses. So when you type www.facebook.com, it will convert it to the IP address. Who will convert? DNS. Okay. So the DNS will convert the domain name into the IP address. So the browser can reach the servers. Because my computer and the website which is there hosted in the server, how they communicate? The help of the IP addresses only. They don't know the character address. But as a human, it is difficult to remember the all IP address of the website. Generally, website or web server runs using the IP address only. The computers will communicate with help of the IP address only. Whereas to remember the IP address is very difficult to humans. Like a phone book is there, we can't remember all the phone numbers of the people. Instead of that, just have a phone book or contact list where we can store the name and phone number. We'll keep the phone number and in the phone book. The same here, the phone book is there in the internet is the DNS in NS. Here the Route 53 came from. So what is the Route 53? Because of DNS use the route port number 53. That's why they had given the AWS had given the name Route 53. Why the Route 53? So here, if you don't have a Route 53, then each and every user need to remember the IP address instead of the facebook.com domain name. Okay. Hello.
Yes,
Hello.
yes, carry on.
So here
Yes,
Route
yes.
53 is nothing but a which convert the IP address into the character address. If you don't have a Route 53 or DNS, without DNS, user need to remember the every IP address instead of the domain name. Like every time we will remember the domain like www.facebook.com, google.com, like any name. Instead of name, we need to remember the IP address. There are millions of websites are there. Then how will you remember this millions of website IP addresses? Even though we can't remember the at least 5 to 10 IP address, it is difficult to remember. So that how you remember this huge number of millions of IP address, it is very difficult to human to remember the IP address. Instead of that, we'll go and could convert this IP address into the character address. This Route 53 will convert the IP address into the character address and also character address to the IP address. Which one? Route 53. Why the AWS had given the Route 53 name? It is a DNS service, whereas DNS service used the port number 53. That's why the AWS had renamed the name service as Route 53. If you don't have DNS, user need to remember the IP address. There is no traffic control is there. We can't, no traffic control is there, no failover with it. Okay. With the Route 53, we can provide the fast DNS resolution and also high availability and traffic routing and load balancing. If any one of the server, if not reach, then you have another server is there. Then secure and scalable is there. For doing the, for here, first to note the Route 53, first we need to register the domain name. We need to register the domain name. Understand? Because of it is very difficult to remember the IP address of the website. Instead of accessing the website with the help with the IP address, we're going to create a domain name. With the help of the domain, we're going to access the website. First to anything, any website or web application, we want to access. First we need to do the domain registration. The domain registration can done in the inside AWS itself. Okay. Domain registration in the AWS itself. Hello.
Yes, sir. Carry on. I'm listening.
Route 53. Here the domain registration can done itself in AWS itself or else outside also. Okay, you have a GoDaddy is there. Just go to the GoDaddy. Do you know GoDaddy?
Yes,
GoDaddy.
yes. Yes.
So here, for first we need to register the domain to do the Route 53 configuration. So Route 53 is nothing but it is a service which is used to convert the IP address into character address. Okay, here there are multiple things are there to do the Route 53 practical. First we need to have a domain. For domain registration, there are multiple websites are there. One is the GoDaddy, second one is the Hostinger, and the third one is the HostGator. And in AWS itself, you can register the domain. Okay, yeah, just open the GoDaddy here. Just open the GoDaddy here. Type the domain name like www. Just typing the domain name awsonline.com. I need this domain. First, we need to register the domain. Then click on the search domains. Click on the search domain. Here it is showing that it first year only with the 3 item. There are multiple things are there. So this thing here first we need to register. Here click on the make it yours. There are multiple domains are there and name and pricing is also there. It may be different from your side because of you are in US. It may be different price. Here in India, it is showing the prices here. First, we need to register the domain. Either I can go to the GoDaddy, either I can go to the HostGator, any service. Okay, any service. We need to select the any service, either GoDaddy or HostGator or Hostinger. Here I selected a GoDaddy and I just given the check the name whether they exist or not. So when I type Javed AWSonline.com, it's existed, and then domain it is come for one rupee here in India. Just click on this continue. When you click on this continue, then I just need to pay the amount and the domain is registered. Domain is registered. For doing the Route 53 practical, we need a domain. We need to domain here. So this is the domain, get full domain and a professional email. If you need email also, you can select the email also. Okay, here then click on the continue card. In the previous classes, when you create a web server, we accessed the website with the help of the IP address, isn't it? How we access the website?
By IP address.
But now instead of we're going to access by using which one? Domain name.
Yeah.
So here, so Route 53 will provide the domain name service, service. Here, instead of accessing your website or web application with the help of instead of IP address, we're going to use the domain. So this Route 50 will provide the services. Which service? Domain service. So for that one, first we need a domain registration. So for doing the Route 53 practical, it is to have a mandatory have a domain registration. So a domain registration can done either GoDaddy here, you can check here. Either the GoDaddy. Okay, this is the GoDaddy. Or else you can go for the either GoDaddy or else you can go for a HostGator. This is the pricing. Okay, you can check here the pricing for registering the domain. First we need to register the domain. Okay, either you can go for the GoDaddy, either you can go for another any website like a HostGator also you can use. Okay, HostGator also you can use. Okay, this can HostGator also can use to restore domain. Or else itself inside the AWS we have a domain registration. You can check here. There is an option is there. What is this?
Register a domain.
But inside the AWS to register domain that costly compared to the GoDaddy and other thing. Okay, GoDaddy is cheaper. HostGator is very cheaper. So you can pick anyone. Suppose I want to go for inside AWS itself, you can go for AWS also. Here the just select the name here. Okay, I'm just giving the name here www dot the website name is Javed AWS online.com. Online. Search here. Okay. When you search here, this is the pricing. When you select, when the domain name is .info, $28, and we have a AWS online.net $17, online.co it is $38. There are multiple things are there. You can select according to your requirement. Okay.
Yeah.
If you select .com, here see this domain is available, onlines.com. Okay, here this is the how much, this is the available domain. Here Javed AWS online.com is available. Okay, it is how much it is there,
$50.
$50. Then go to the here, go to the proceed checkout. Okay, and click on next here. Then we need to enter this all this thing. Then we need to pay. Okay,
Yeah.
for doing this practical, you need a domain registration. Okay, it is a costly affair, but no problem. Without doing, I'll just tell you that previously there is a free domain registration websites are there. Right now, these free domain registrations are not working right now. Okay, okay. First, we need to do
Okay.
what? Domain registration. Domain.
Registration.
How you do the domain registration? Either I can go for the, either I can
Code
go for
editing or
uh, GoDaddy, HostGator, or AWS itself. Okay.
okay.
So first we need to do what? Domain registration. First we need to do the domain registration.
Registration.
So next thing here, next thing, first we need to what? Buy a new domain. Okay, buy a new domain. Now then we need to create a hosted zone. A hosted zone is container for the DNS record. So what is the DNS? DNS stands for domain name system, which convert the IP address into character address and vice versa, and character address to the IP address. Why we need a DNS? Because of because human cannot remember the all IP address. So it is very difficult to remember this huge number of millions of website IP address. Instead of that, you will remember by using the name. The name service which is provided is known as the DNS. Like a phone book in our phone, like a contact book in a phone. The same thing in the internet is DNS. It is resembled to the phone book. Okay.
Okay.
So then tomorrow we'll go for the practical for DNS Route 53. I don't have any domain. If you have any domain,
No.
okay, no problem. I'll explain you. Okay, with the domain also you can do. Okay, but it is to
Okay.
have two domain is there. Okay, if you purchase if you domain, you can advance 3,000. I don't know how much it is there in US. If you want to do in real time, you can purchase the domain. We can add this. Previously, we had created a website by using the EC2 instance or S3 static website. We can do register if you have a domain. If you have a domain. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
First, we need to register domain. Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
I'll send you this video. You just go to this RDS and everything. And remaining this tomorrow, I'll go for the Route 53 hosted zone and everything. Then we'll go for the Elastic Beanstalk and a Lambda service. Elastic Beanstalk and a Lambda service.
Lambda.
Okay. Tomorrow I'll see you. Okay.
Okay, sir. Thank you. Good night.
Bye.
Bye.